Or and we are back for another one on this Monday, March 15th, another ladies' room. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gonna give you guys a couple seconds to come on into the room, and of course, also for you to share the live, and we'll tell you what we are talking about this morning. Nevertheless, I trust everyone had a good weekend. Good morning, Marion. Hope you had a good weekend. Shout out to the folks in Big Parish, St. Andrew. Hope all is well. Alana Boatswain, good morning to you as well. Thanks so much for being here as we take you through another ladies' room. Andrea, good morning. Rhonda Maureen, good morning. Leno, good morning. Come on into the room. Wendy Samuel, good morning. Sandra Hosford, good morning. Zavid Seals, good morning. Chrissy Lou, good morning. Ralda Coatney, good morning. So nice of you guys to join us again in the room. Let me just share. Hope you guys shared already, okay? So get on it. All right? Yeah, come and take all the laughs for yourself and you don't share with your friends. So invite them, okay? Invite them to be part of the show. Anywho's, so Frances Buckmeyer, good morning. Queen B, big up yourself. Fatima, good morning. We got a nice scenario for y'all today. So for the past couple of days, well, about a week ago, the media, social media, the internet, practically everywhere was bombarded with Prince Harry and Meghan and who say, who didn't say, who did what, and you know, as always, we have an opinion on things. We may not have all the details, but nevertheless, we have an opinion. Now, keeping that opinion in mind, we thought to share ours on the whole thing. Some are saying they're surprised that Harry exposed his family. But some are also saying more men should be willing to stand up to their families for their significant other. So, like I said, since everyone has an opinion on the situation and has shared it, we're going to do the same. I got my bit. Kareem is going to have his bit. And the question we're asking is, should a man defend his wife against insults from his family? Kareem, good morning. Let me make sure if you're on the right mic. Yeah.
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
All
How
is
was
well?
your weekend?
Pretty good. Quiet, but good enough.
All right.
So,
Well,
we're talking the things this morning. Should a man defend his wife against insults from his family? And since you're sticking, let me go.
I'll go. I mean, off the bat, definitely. You know, I mean, sometimes we sort of take these kind of things for granted. You know, we take the relationship in this kind of box, right? And we put it there saying that it's just about the bedroom, or it's just about us going out together, and it's just about us public displays of affection and saying I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, or I'm your husband, you're my wife, kind of thing. But we don't look at all these other things. You know, a man standing up for his woman, no matter what, you know, no matter mommy, daddy, sister, and, you know, I mean, we know there are some mama's boys, right? We know that there are those, especially if you're coming from a single mother home or so on. You'll be more cling to your mother than anything else, right? But when you step out and you decide to take that partner on, what you're essentially saying is that, hey, I got you, you got me. And it can't be in isolated situations. It has to be in every single situation, right?
Yeah, man, talk this morning.
No, for real. For real. It has to be in every situation.
Yeah, man, talk this morning, according to,
I mean,
so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, we know we're dealing with the royal family and all of that, but, you know, sometimes we see these things in movies and we wonder, can these things actually happen in real life? You know, where persons are willing to walk away from it all, walk away from the money, the fame, the riches, and all of that, and stand up with their new family, because that's what he has now, a new family, right? Yes, he still has his immediate family who are the royals and so, but you now have a new family, you now have a new responsibility, so your route needs to be different. No, it can't just be about you, mommy, daddy. No, it has to be about you, wifey, child, and so on, because at the end of the day, you're trying to build something here, right? So if he didn't stand up, well, I mean, we may not have even had a relationship to speak about in the first place.
But it's
At
funny
the end of
because
the
the
day,
same Bible
you
that
know.
we love to talk about and what have you, isn't there a part in the said Bible which says a man should leave his family or his mother and father and cleave to his wife or
Yeah.
something like that? So what does cleave mean? It doesn't say sometimes or if or
In
should or but.
isolated situations, yeah.
Maybe. You're now a man, you're venturing out, your family, that family comes first. Because hate it or like it, take yourself out of the royal picture for a minute. We ain't even royalties. We ain't even close to being that. And even in your own situation, you know there are toxic family members. You know there are mother-in-laws that are straight from you know that they make your life literally a living hell. And it's not because you did something to her, it's just because according to them, the spirit and give. Or they don't like you for whatever reason. Never even taking the time out to get to know you or whatever the case might be, but based on what people would say or what have you, or they probably have an idea in their mind of who they want for their son. You understand? Probably, maybe even based on what you do, could be even your occupation they're not pleased with. And they probably want their son to be with, well, lawyer, doctor, somebody with some sort of, social standing. And because son decided, you know what? She probably just maybe working in a store, probably have her own little business, a salon, something. But that does not fit into the mold of what they want him or who they want him to be with. And not realizing, well, hello, mom, it's not about you. You had dad. That was your choice, This is my place. I'm a man now. I get to choose who I want to spend the rest of my life. You're not going to spend the rest of your life with that person. Person could have good social standing, have money, what have you, but the attitude sucks. It stinks. You can't deal with them. But this person, the demeanor, everything is just on point. There, you can talk to them, you can laugh. You just feel good dealing with that person. So my whole thing is, I would say a lot of guys need to do what Harry did for his wife and remove her from a toxic nature of their families, because there are some families that are downright toxic. Yes, it's your family. You love them, but some families you love them from afar. His wife wasn't comfortable in that situation, and he didn't say, well, I'm a granny, I'm a family, always been here, and you just have to deal and make sure you're at every family function. I mean, if your wife gives you valid reasons why she doesn't want to be around that energy, you're supposed to remove her and protect your queen. It's not that you just gotta wake up one morning and say, I don't like your family, take me out from here. If she sits with you and gives you valid reasons, and you're seeing the reasons, and you're seeing how it's affecting her, and it's affecting your relationship with your wife, grandmother, great grand, they will always be your family. But when you jump that broom, your number one priority is your wife and the children you have, if ever you have. That becomes your priority. And unfortunately, a lot of men, and it goes both ways too. Even though we're saying should a man defend his wife, it goes both ways too. A lot of times, there are family members who don't like who their daughter choose. They don't like the man, whatever the case might be. And sometimes under pressure, a lot of people break under that pressure of having to please their families and not realizing at some point you have to cut them off if they're not respecting your relationship with that person. You love that person. You know what you see in that person. You're the one who sleep and wake next to that person. You know how that person make you feel. So if it gets to that point, you're gonna have to sit and say, well, at some point we're gonna have to cut loose. But a lot of times men, and there are women who don't do it, and what they do, they succumb to the wishes of their family. They don't like that man, and it's constant arguments and back and forth and who say and she say, and then what you have, mash up. You've gone their way. Instead of sticking together and saying, this is who I chose, this is who I'm with, this is my wife, This is my husband. I'm sticking by him. He does not abuse me in any way, shape, or form. He's good to me. I love this man. I love this woman. And I'm standing by her. You don't like it? Either you're on board or you're not. Either way, we're going to be together. But I applaud Harry for doing that. And honestly do. Like stepping away from all that.
I mean, some people will argue that at the end of the day, family is what remains. You know, like relationship come, relationship go, but family remains. But at the end of the day, you still have to kind of sit back and analyze the whole thing. Because if your partner gets to the point where they're having suicidal thoughts and all these kind of things like that, then you need to know that it's serious. You know, you need to know that something is up there. It's not just oh, she don't like mommy and she don't like daddy and this kind of petty thing. If she could sit down and say, hey boy, I mean, I'm going crazy up in here, you know, and you see it reached a life-threatening situation and all of that, then you have to be a man. You have to step. If you don't step up, then you clearly can't be the head of the household.
Someone says, can you imagine your man just sitting there while his family insults you in front of your face? I can't even picture it. No, for real. And there are situations, I've heard of situations
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
where it happens. The man will literally sit there and let his mother
Because he can't talk
disrespect
back.
his wife, tell her all sorts of things, call her all sorts of names, and he sits there and don't say a word in her defense. Someone here says, if a man or woman doesn't defend or remove their mate from toxic family situation, someone says, this shouldn't even be a question. If a man can't defend you from his family, he's not the one. I've been through it personally and I walked away because it showed me he couldn't protect me. And that is one of the roles. It's not just providing financially. It's also protecting, being able to protect the person you love.
Exactly.
And if I feel like you can't protect me from your family, what happens if somebody else come to attack me? You'll just sit there and chill? What is it gonna be? That is part of the bargain. That is what you signed up for, protecting your wife. All family member could wash up their mouth, say what they want, and you just there chilling as a man, and you have nothing to say, and you can't put them in the place literally and set them straight. And I'm supposed to feel comfortable with you after that, like sit there, watch your family abuse me verbally, and then we go home and like
you should be with your family then. You don't have no room for me.
Another
Go and be with your family.
Says, it is always best to move away from relatives, less chances of interference. Familiarity breeds contempt. I've heard that a lot of times. Let me check. So you gotta put down your foot with your family. I love y'all, but you ain't gonna live my life for me. And that's all there is to it. You don't have to like make confusion. You don't have to disrespect them. Sometimes that's all it takes. And one time, listen, we need to talk about this. Call a family meeting with the parties, all the parties involved that your wife is uncomfortable or have issues with. Let's talk. We ain't cussing. We ain't come here to argue and cuss. Hear each other's side out. And at the end of it, the man, you say, listen, this is how it's going to be. This is my wife, and I'm not going to tolerate disrespect towards my wife from anyone. Or abuse. We'd love to have you guys as part of the family, but if you can't accept this, then...
I mean, at the end of the day, we know there are going to be some ignorant family members there. You come and make your stance and they say, well, if it's so, don't come back in my place.
I know you're ruling the
And
man.
yeah.
Oh, that's what they say. They say
Yeah,
Meghan ruling
yeah.
Harry.
Yeah.
Are you ruling? How she ruling him? The man have his own mind.
Man
He
made his
decide-
decision.
He decide she didn't put a belt around a rope around his neck and pull him out, put a handcuff on him and drag him out of the people palace. So how could it be that she's ruling him? Why does it always have to be, oh man, if watch, all it does real tie me up, you know. No, for real. How is it even the case of she ruling him? It's a partnership. She listens to him, he listens to her. It's a partnership. That is why we have problems, because y'all have this stupid notion that if you do what your wife say or you take a suggestion from your wife or whatever, she ruling you. And what are you there for? If I can't tell you anything and you can't take any advice, or you can't, why are you here? So I'm supposed to listen to you and you can't listen to me?
And sometimes the advice she gives is the best thing you ever get in your life.
Exactly. We always have this stupid notion that if a woman If a man is doing what his wife says or taking her advice, she ruling him. But based on conversations I've had with men where that is happening, they live the best lives. And their households are run very efficiently when they respect the opinions of their wives and they listen to what their wives say, and not just listen, but actually put it into practice. Based on several conversations, men say they have happier homes when it's like that. It's not nobody fighting for position. You know, she know her place, you know your place. So all this, oh, she ruling him and watch. Yeah, I swear. So absolutely, a man should stand up for his woman. When you don't, it's a dissolution of trust. Even if the person you are with may be disrespectful, you can talk to her privately, but the priority is to protect her and stand with her when the environment becomes toxic for her. Women must do it too. Relationship can break up for whatever reason, but you can't have your family or friends abuse your loved ones verbally or physically. Harry did the best thing. And that's it. She did the best thing. And like I said, it goes both ways. There are men who complain of their wife, family, always in their business, always want to tell her what to do with their home concern. Mother-in-law want to tell them what to do, this, that, or the other. So it goes both ways.
But you see, in some situations, and I mean, I'll say this, sometimes, you know, the reason why people don't do these things too is because they sort of have the family there as a kind of cushion. You know, you probably ain't catch yourself
your family
yet.
will always be there.
No,
if your family really loves you,
how some of them ignorant. The minute time you make a stance, they cut you off. One time, same time. It's either me or her. You know that's how we do it here. You know? So sometimes they have it, the family, there's a little cushion, so they kind of scared to take that step. Boy, I can't go by mommy and them again for thing or a little assistance or whatever. But I mean,
well, that's family to cut off, because if things ain't go your way and you want to cut me off, then I'm going to cut you off first.
Exactly.
Because it shouldn't be like that. Because something ain't go your way, you cut me off because you wouldn't like something I did or who are dealing with, you're going to cut me off.
And you want that girl in your place.
She doesn't have to be in your place. I mean, I could understand you saying, all right, I respect your place. We have our place. You're not to come in your place, but at least you're going to respect the relationship. And that is what a lot of people don't do. Put their foot down where families are concerned and let them know their place. There's a lot of things we know, you know. But you see your place, a lot of people ain't know their place. We know a lot of things. We know about everybody's business, but we don't know our place. And sometimes your place is not telling other people what to do in their relationship. Henry, how you pronounce that word? Henry Chair? You pronounce that word a lot? Henry is watching from Nairobi, Kenya. Says he's hoping to get a lady from Grenada to marry. Oh wow, Henry. Well,
real competition.
Love connection. Henry, I'll put your prospects and I'll see if I can help you. Alright? I'll see if I can get you a nice young lady. But you have to stay in Grenada though. Can't bring her in Nairobi. Another person says, if a man hold on. What Chris says, if a woman doesn't defend or remove their mate from toxic family situations, then they are disrespecting their vows, or they need to build their own strong family foundation. While your maternal family is important, your new family's welfare should be your first priority. Totally agree.
I agree.
Sheena says again, these are things you gotta learn from dating. If you realize this man, woman will not break away from their family, wish them well and leave them alone. And you are right.
All
and the
best.
thing is, Sheena, that is such a valid point, because the thing is, sometimes you see these things from the inception of the relationship. You see the interference, you see the toxic environment, you see the problems. But you still continue. You're still going. You're still, and not just seeing it, but if you see it and you see the man standing up for you and he's willing to cut loose. But if you realize that everything they say, he's with them, and he's not on your side, you know, to sort of, you know, balance the whole thing, then why are you gonna get married to somebody and thinking that that's gonna change them and they're gonna pull towards you more when during the
that's
dating,
the thing there.
During the dating period, you see the man ain't standing up for you.
Yeah.
Like how?
We think time changes people, but it doesn't always work like that. You could see everything in the beginning.
So much of a time someone put his queen in she place.
You take your parts. You take your parts.
Oh my gosh. Someone here says, hold on, let me see, we got somebody on the, let me hear your take on this. Honeymoon Dragon mode.
The problem is some people lost the true meaning of family. And some people stay in toxic relationship because of wealth and finances and scared of walking away because they don't want to take that challenge on earning their own. Right? And what Harry did, Harry's a boss to walk away from his wealth, right? And marry his wife, or his bride to be, and make her his wife and have his family. That's his family. And that should be his priority, and that is his priority. That he make that brave move to walk away. You understand? Because wealth or nothing didn't mean anything to him. His wife was the first step in his life, and he make that his priority. And more men as well as women need to take them stand as well, and stop staying in toxic relationship, because of wealth. Because a lot of people in the same situation, but at the same time they're scared to walk away because they know they're going to lose or they're going to get cut off with XYZ, and they're scared of going out there and trying to make it on their own or, set a foundation for themselves and their family. And they stay in the relationship. They lead a man, their husband or their wife, and stay around their family because of wealth. But it's a brave move, and I support him 100%. And more of us need to do the same.
Agreed. I mean, Harry ain't exactly broke. It's just that he would have lost some of the privileges that comes with, being part of the royal family and what have you. Like, for instance, you were talking about the security and stuff like that. You'd have lost some privileges, but ain't by no means.
Yeah, but I mean, still to walk away from that, because I mean, we could count maybe the among the royals in the world, and you're one of the few. So to actually walk away from that, I mean, that actually says a lot. And we're actually that is actually setting an example, especially for young men.
Happy to go look when they had some little chicken and whatever they had in little pen. Sometimes people look at, I always say to people, stop looking at people with wealth and think that is all that it's cut out to be. Yes, it has its advantages, you're not to hurt your head, but sometimes the people who have money the most are the ones who are stressed the most.
They stress the most.
So don't look at it, yes, you might have privileges, you're not to worry about how you're paying your bill or what you're eating tomorrow, or you're in a nice big house and you can, fly here, fly there, what have you, whatever. But it also comes with a lot of responsibility. And sometimes it's not cut out as it looks. The privileged life isn't all that it's meant to be. It looks at from afar. The man happy to go rare chicken. Imagine from moving out of a palace. The highest rank in the world. Prince. Grandson of the queen. And you walked away from that to go walk in the dirt with your little chicken and them. So that definitely means, so I don't understand how people could sit back and say, oh, she influenced him or she ruling him or what have you.
Yeah. No woman that ruling again. You have to rule.
There must be something.
There's something else, yeah.
You just get up
Even
and walk
if she
away
ruling
from
it,
that.
she can't get it to do that.
So there had to be some level of unhappiness on both sides. You just get up and walk from all those things you've known from since your eyes opened, from since you took your first breath. You never knew a life of struggle in your life. Yeah, you was in army, whatever, but of course you wasn't on frontline, unprotected.
Yeah, and I mean the fact too that they actually did the interview, because they could have walked away, keep it on the hush hush, and just leave it just like that. But I mean, you could see that these people were bothered. These people had things dealing with, that they had to get out. So even the fact that they chose to take that step too, says a lot about the whole situation as well.
Someone says, firstly, I found out from my experience that even if I have an option to share about my siblings' partner, sharing it directly with them is way more effective than stripping the person naked before everyone, because that is how it feels. With my opinion, it's not my place, and it's not showing the act of love to my family member, that's because that is what I think we are doing. Share your concern privately in a manner of love. But Tamasha, what if sharing it privately didn't work? Have you thought about that? Did you, based on the conversation, they said they spoke to several folks, telling them their concerns, telling them that she was having issues, mental thoughts of suicide, and nothing was done. Now that it's brought into the open, now I'm hearing about. I read this morning about the Queen has ordered some probe or some lawyers or whatever to investigate what transpired or some of the things said. Sometimes, yeah, you're dealing with it privately, and if you're not getting redress, if you're not getting satisfaction, if nothing is being done, look, now you're hearing they're opening the talk. Now you're hearing conversation opening up. Now people wanting to talk
To
about what happened.
investigate,
Now we want to
yeah.
investigate. It wasn't like, based on what they said, not like they were mute. They've been speaking, and he said it. I mean, I could understand if she alone come and speak up. But the man sat right there and said his piece as well. So why everybody's attacking her for saying her piece and not saying anything about him? So she's lying, but he's not. So he's sitting there supporting a liar. So he got married to a liar and supporting her.
But what he had to gain from that? The man was a royal. What he have to gain from that?
That is my question. At the end of the day, the man stood up with his wife, for his wife, by her side, and did something about it. The question is, how many would do that? That is the question. How many would stand up for their wife? How many men would defend their wife against insults from their family, and vice versa? Many wives would do the same for their husband if they were in that same situation. So the question is, should you defend your spouse against insult from your family? That is the question. If you know for a fact, if you have evidence to support that there are insults, would you defend your spouse? That is what we want to know. I don't live in the palace. I don't know Prince Harry. I don't know Meghan. I don't know the ins and outs of the relationship with their in-laws, whatever the case might be, but we're just going on what was said. Yeah? People are always afraid to live their... People always telling you to live your truth. Speak your truth. And when you're speaking, and it's something that they don't
Is
like...
that problem? Let's say just for she. Okay, can't please.
We
Yeah,
love
please.
speak your truth. Speak your truth. Shame the devil. Cost it what it will. When you speak your truth and it's
Nothing
not
so-
the truth you want to hear, they wish you would shut up. Which one is it? We can't have it. We can't have it both ways. It's either you let people speak their truth, or whatever the case. At the end of the day, it's not my place or anybody's place to tell people how to do or what they should have done or coulda, woulda, shouldas. Like I said, there's a lot of things that we know, but our place seems to be one of those we don't know. So, know your place. Alright? And that's all the time we got. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. So, tomorrow we should be having some guests on to speak about work etiquette and some things. Service. And things like that. All right, so looking forward to that conversation tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming into the room and sharing. Really enjoyed today's conversation. All right, so looking forward to having you back tomorrow. And remember, the ladies' room Monday came to you through the kind compliments of Beacon Insurance and Western Union. Catch you again for another one.